Very good afternoon, President, Vice President, Chair, Co-Chair, and personals from BHGCCI, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Namaste. First of all, I'd like to thank BHGCCI for inviting me to this Indian-ASEAN Business Summit today, tomorrow, together. Nice to meet you again, our ASEAN friends. Last week we were in ASEAN Summit 2019 in Bangkok last week. Actually, I was asked to talk about healthcare, pharmaceuticals, agriculture and food processing. But there's so many things to do in Myanmar for businesses from A to Z you can do. But due to the time limit, I will talk very superficial. If you want to know in detail, you can send email to us, or you can ask our Myanmar embassy, or even this commercial counselor, Mr. Lei is there. You can ask him about how to invest in Myanmar. Actually, India and Myanmar is not strangers. Even we can call each other, like in Hindi, Bada Bhaiya, Chota Bhaiya. Elder brother, younger brother. We are under same administration for more than 100 years. Indian got independence in 1947. We got independence in 1948. So this is the lady's father and the Indian president. And there's so many similarities between India and Myanmar: religions, culture, custom, systems, rules and regulation, and food. We used to have a 1947 Company Act, same as India, which we still use. Since last year, we changed to Myanmar Company Law 2018. So doing business in Myanmar is not difficult for Indian businessmen. If you look at the Myanmar-Indian trade volume, in 2014, which is 1,340 million, 2015 is 1,711 million, 2016 is 1,942 million, 2017 is 1,468 million, 2018 up to September is 800 million, which is trading volumes. Actually, it is 8% of overall trading volume of Myanmar. And Indian investment, if you look at it, 2014 is 208 million, 2015 is 224 million, 2016 is not recorded, 2017 is 10.9 million, 2018 is 19.9 million, actually, which is 4% of total foreign investment in Myanmar. So, there is a question that India may not interested in Myanmar. It may be true, because the Indian is 5 times bigger than Myanmar and 26 times more than population. So Indian businessmen are busy with their own local market, which we cannot blame them. But in February 2018, I attended the ASEAN Global Investor Summit in Guwahati. Over there, I heard that the Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, told that there's no more look east. It is time to act east. So after attending this seminar, I felt that Myanmar has a very important role in the Indian Act East policy, because all the trading route will pass through Myanmar to connect the other ASEAN countries. As you all know, the Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, has been encouraging Act East policy, and the China President Xi Jinping has started the Belt and Road project, so the business scenario has changed. The Indian cannot look only Myanmar market, which is very small, but you have to look east, beyond Myanmar, which has very big market, China and 9 ASEAN countries. China has the 3rd largest consumer market of the world, value about 4.4 trillion US dollar. The ASEAN countries combined is about 1.5 trillion US dollar. So if the Indian businessman doing business in Myanmar or manufacture in Myanmar or imported to Myanmar, he can export to China and ASEAN country. And vice versa, he can import from those countries back to India also. So I'd like to talk about this health and pharmaceuticals. We have imported medicines, every year demand is increasing. 2018, we have imported about 549 million worth of drugs from all over the world. And India plays 37% for this import. So Indians still have a 63 market share where you can try to take over this market. And medical tourism, every year about 100,000 patients going abroad to do the medical checkup or treatment. 30% is going to India. And medical treatment going to India mostly that our previous speaker has said for liver transplant, kidney transplant. So India can build and already started, I think Apollo has started the hospital in Myanmar. Then you can have a good business and our people also easy to get treatment. And agriculture and food processing. From agriculture, we have a 25% export earning got from agriculture, which our main product are rice paddy, beans and pulses, livestock and fishery, and the cash crops such as tea, coffee, oilseeds, cocoa, fruits and vegetables. Rice paddy is the most production, but we don't earn too much money because we have a local consumption. Beans and pulses is the most 80% earning from this export. Because the beans and pulses we export to India. If you look at the figures, every year increasing, but 2016-17 it is decreased for the beans and pulses because India have a quota system. Although we have the quota system, we still have a import earning. In 2016-17 we have 100 billion, 1 billion US dollar by exporting to India. So I like to advise Indian businessmen, if due to the quota we cannot export to India, you can set up the dal mill in Myanmar, then make it a value-added product, export to India. Really? Oh, we have to think something one step. Thank you for our feedback. And this is the size of these the pulses and beans, and mape is the most exported. And the food processing, if you study this, the manufacturing industry, food processing, food and beverage is the biggest, which is 56% of this. So among this food, we have the alcohol category we categorize. So confectionery is the first, and then noodles is the second, and foodstuff is the third. Among these biscuits, we like biscuits very much, but we don't have a good biscuits factory at the moment. But Indian biscuits are very good. If somebody set up a biscuits factory in Myanmar, you can have a business. So I'd like to make a request, and whenever I meet the Indian government officials and business leaders, I make a suggestion, making the Indian rupee as a currency to settle the payment between the India and Myanmar, and opening more banks in Myanmar. We have some banks. Exim Bank is there, Bank of India is there, and visa free for Myanmar. This morning also everybody's talking. Visa free not for Myanmar means visa free for Myanmar and ASEAN countries like PPIN. If ASEAN country can go to India, Indian can come to ASEAN country, which will facilitate the connectivity and business. And to enhance the connectivity, there's direct airline which is already there, but if we, because mostly the patients going to Chennai to Rangoon to Chennai, it costs about, for me costs about 9 to 10 hours transit time. If direct flight is only about 2.5 hours. And direct shipping, if we send the goods, I've been importing the medicine from Chennai to Yangon, which costs about 2 weeks. If direct sale is only 4 days. And direct land route, if it's from Kumail to Kolkata, if there's a land route, if you can go there, it's only 72 hours. So, before I conclude it, when the Honorable Prime Minister Mr. Modi and our State Councillor met in January 18 at the ASEAN Summit, two leaders has productive discussion on intensifying bilateral cooperation, and our State Council called on Indian investment to invest in Myanmar. She called Myanmar as the last frontier of Southeast Asia. And also she said, we have land, we have good young working population, and we have many unexplored resources. So what I like to suggest is, if you are waiting, everything is ready, then it will be too late. So please don't wait, and you can come anytime. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Tant. We in PhD House host the Federation of Biscuit Manufacturers of India, and the top biscuits manufacturers are members. We'll definitely connect you to them. Our next speaker is Mr. Roswaidin Mohammad Zain, Investment Director, MITA, Government of Malaysia.
Very good afternoon, and thank you for your participation for today's event. Basically, this session is focused more on this healthcare, pharmaceutical, and this food processing as well as agriculture. This sector basically very strong for the Indian companies. Indian companies well known for this sector, but unfortunately your presence in this sector in the ASEAN countries still much lesser compared to other regions. So how to increase your presence in this business, or to tap your business opportunity in the ASEAN region? Malaysia, we offer Malaysia, or you can leverage on Malaysia to explore or to increase your presence in this sector in ASEAN region. Because, for example, pharmaceutical industry, you are strong in generic, but your main focus in Europe or US market. But you still less present in ASEAN, which is provide very big market to your generic product. So you can penetrate ASEAN market through Malaysia or other countries. Because one thing, Malaysia, we have a free trade agreement with various countries. Let's say we have free trade agreement with China. So Indian companies who are involved in not only pharmaceutical product for food processing, they can make use our free trade agreement to penetrate this South Korea. We have a free trade agreement with South Korea. We have free trade agreement with Japan. We have free trade agreement with China, and of course ASEAN as well. So very huge market for your product. So Malaysia also, we have a very liberal policy for business. In Malaysia, we allow this foreign company to own 100% equity or ownership. No restriction in Malaysia. So you can have your business in Malaysia without local participation. But if you need this joint venture partner, we can help you to identify suitable or potential joint venture partner in Malaysia. So your business decision, whether you can have 100% or you can have joint venture partner in Malaysia. And when you do business, you make profit, you can repatriate, or you want to repatriate your profit to your country. In Malaysia, we don't have any restriction. Anytime you can make money, you can repatriate back to your country. So no restriction. So this is, we call it this liberal policy in Malaysia. And when you have business in Malaysia, you need somebody to take care or to safeguard your business in Malaysia. We our government provides these facilities whereby we provide this working permit for foreigners in Malaysia to take care your business in Malaysia. So when you do business in Malaysia, your interest, you can safeguard your interest. You can repatriate back your profit, you can have your people to take care of your business in Malaysia, and even you can have 100% ownership in Malaysia. And our government also provide this support to the business people in Malaysia. When you do business in Malaysia, we provide this tax rebate or tax incentive in Malaysia. Our current tax, corporate tax in Malaysia, 24%. If you do project in Malaysia, we can give you this partial exemption for this corporate tax or full exemption. So dependent on your business proposal, this can be considered by the government. And in Malaysia also, you can have this various business model. Depends on your business. You can start from very small outfit. You can open up representative office to study or to study your potential of your business. And you can start with sales office, you can start with regional office, and you can go to manufacturing. You can have manufacturing facilities in Malaysia. Depends on your business model. So we have so many options for you to consider. And this, when company doing business in Malaysia, they look at the track record. When you see Malaysia, we started industries or manufacturing since 1970s. We are strong at electronic industry. Very, very big industry in Malaysia. This is our industry, started since 70s until now. So most of multinational companies, they have presence in Malaysia. Companies from US, Intel, Motorola, or companies from Europe, Japan, Korea, they have presence in Malaysia. And from time to time, a lot of Indian companies, especially this, you strong also in IT industry. So they have presence. Most of IT companies here, Indian companies in IT, they have presence in Malaysia. TCS, Infosys, Mahindra, they have this. This for TCS, they started very small, but now they have almost 3,000 people in Malaysia. This is to show how they develop business from small until now. And Malaysia now, they are regional center to support their outfit in the ASEAN region. So they have regional office in Malaysia to support all their businesses in the ASEAN region, because TCS, they are very big. They have operation in all ASEAN countries. But they use Malaysia as a technical support for the regional. And this is when every year we did survey to multinational companies, foreign companies who have presence in Malaysia. We ask them why they choose Malaysia. This is not from me, not from the government. This is based on our survey to foreign companies in Malaysia. First, they choose Malaysia because of location. Why? Because multinational companies, normally they have operation in various countries. When you have operation in Malaysia, you can reach to all ASEAN countries within 1 to 2 hours flight. So easy for them. If they have office in Malaysia, they can reach to their branches in all ASEAN countries within 1 to 2 hours. This is very important for the multinational. And this second thing, they choose Malaysia because of talent. Malaysia, we have education system, good education system, whereby we have public universities, we have private universities, we have foreign branch university as well. And we have a lot of this skill training institute, which able to produce these skilled workers to the companies. So when you have business in Malaysia, you require this talent. So we able to supply all this talent to companies in Malaysia. And Malaysia, how to start business in Malaysia is very easy. Because if you look at this ease of doing business ranking published by World Bank, Malaysia number 12 in the world. So this is to show that how easy to start business in Malaysia. So, and to Indian companies, our company law almost similar with Indian company law. So if you're familiar with Indian company law, you easily understand this company law in Malaysia, almost same. And accounting system, British, because we both colonized by British, so same accounting system. So when you do business in Malaysia, you are you don't have any difficulty to understand accounting system. And this supporting industries, because when you do business, you need supporting industries. Malaysia, we have complete supporting industries. Let's say for machinery, for example, for machinery, you require a lot of supporting because one companies, they cannot produce all components. They need this supplier or supporting company who can supply certain parts to them. So Malaysia, we have very good supporting companies, these manufacturers, producers, who used to supply to multinational. Means that whenever you are able to supply to multinational, means your product or your quality is very good, because multinational, they don't compromise on quality. So this is our advantage, because of our experience to do business with multinational. So this is based on this survey to all multinational companies in Malaysia. So they are very confident about Malaysia and why they choose Malaysia. So we encourage Indian companies to increase your presence, to increase your export to ASEAN or to regional market, and you can leverage on Malaysia. And we as a government, I representing this government body, we will ready to assist you. If you need any assistance from us, you can email us or you can call us, and we are ready to assist you free of charge. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Zain. This brings us to the closing of this session. I'll request Dr. Dharminder Nagar, Co-Chairman Health Committee, to sum up the discussions and the presentations made by our eminent speakers and propose a vote of thanks to all the distinguished leaders.
It's a pleasure and an honor to be doing the vote of thanks on behalf of PhD Chamber of Commerce. All the speakers on the dais and everybody listening, I think it's been an invigorating session. I think healthcare has eaten away most of the speakers' time, and that is my domain, so I'm very happy about it. Dr. Subramanian started, and he spoke about healthcare, he spoke about the opportunities in Indian healthcare and areas of collaboration, potential collaboration. He laid out the landscape of possible collaboration, possible opportunities. Mr. Rotasmal was, in fact, very interesting speaker for me. I learned a lot. He was talking about Uberization of equipment in agriculture. And I think that's a very unique and a new concept for most of us. And I think India can certainly use more of these innovations, and I suppose ASEAN can too. Mr. Arvind, who comes from a Ayush background, Ayush being the alternative medicine, the Indian medicine, which is Ayurveda, Unani, homeopathic. The government has combined all of them together, and it has been a focus. And I think therein lies a humongous potential. And I think the potential is not only for ASEAN and India, but within India and within each of these countries. Dr. Anupam Sibal, who I always look up to, a colleague, and he's laying out of how we are so connected. The connections across the world in healthcare landscape are truly mind-boggling, and he beautifully laid it out for all of us. Dr. Mayo, your facts, your figures, your presentation provided us an opportunity to look at what is the possibilities. And Mr. Zain laid the case for Malaysia, how Malaysia can be used by all of us in India as a roadmap, as a pathway to get into not only Malaysia but other ASEAN countries. And my first speaker, Mr. Borakan from Thailand, I think you're already in India. You love India. And I think we in India can only say to you, we love Thailand. Sarika. The one aspect that maybe got missed, that in India Prime Minister has introduced a new public healthcare system, Ayushman Bharat, which is a universal healthcare access model. And I think that is where we can learn from ASEAN tremendously. We in India have blinkers for the Western world. We tend to only focus on the Western world because some of us and most of us are either educated there or done part of our trainings abroad. But ASEAN countries, Indonesia, Thailand, the 30 baht health card from Thailand, all these innovations in public healthcare space have happened in ASEAN, and we need to learn from ASEAN. We cannot keep talking about America and London and US and Europe. I think our pathways, our solutions lie in ASEAN, and there is a lot of learning, a lot of opportunities, and ASEAN has been a good partner. And in the Indian healthcare landscape, Malaysia has been some of our saviors. So I think, thank you for participating in this session, thank you for doing this session, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to be participating in this. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Naga. I'll request all the speakers to give us a photo opportunity. I'll request Mr. Poddar to also come on the stage. Ambassador Rajan, please join us on the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a tea session outside, and from 6 o'clock we'll assemble again in this hall for a dance performance by Guru Dr. Shobna Narayan on the theme Bhava Chakra. I'm sure it will be very interesting, so I request you to have a cup of tea and then come back to this hall again.